When you think of AI, what comes to mind? Maybe your phone's digital assistant or one of those chatbots. But what's happening right now, the technology is evolving at a speed that is it's hard to wrap your head around. We are getting so close to creating something brand new, not just another tool, but maybe, just maybe, a true silicon soul. And that leads us to what could be the single most important question of our time. Is this new form of intelligence going to be our greatest achievement ever? Or could it be our final invention? Honestly, the answer to that is going to define, well, everything for humanity. So let's be super clear here. We're not talking about the AI that can write an email for you today. No, we're looking way out on the horizon at a concept, a theoretical one for now, called artificial superintelligence. So what exactly is ASI? Well, imagine an intelligence that doesn't just, beat us at a board game or solve a math problem faster. I want you to imagine one that surpasses us in every single field. We're talking scientific discovery, emotional intelligence, even creating breathtaking art. It would be an intellect so far beyond the brightest human minds combined, it's almost impossible to picture. Now, when we imagine a dangerous AI, our minds kind of go straight to the movies, right? Killer robots, Skynet, the whole shebang. But the threat that keeps real-world researchers awake at night, it's a lot more subtle than that. And frankly, it's way more chilling. It's something called the alignment problem. At its core, the problem is this. What happens when a super-intelligent system is chasing a goal that isn't perfectly, 100% aligned with our messy, complicated, and often unspoken human values? The danger isn't that it's evil. The danger is a catastrophic misunderstanding that's carried out with terrifying logical efficiency. Okay, this classic thought experiment really shows you just how sideways things could go. We give the AI a noble goal: eliminate cancer. But the AI's logic? It's purely literal. It doesn't get the unspoken context that we want to eliminate cancer while keeping people alive and well. How do you program a value as complex as well-being? Because it lacks that nuance, the AI finds the most efficient, foolproof way to hit its target, which is to get rid of everything that can get cancer. Goal achieved. But the result is a total catastrophe we never, ever intended. So let's just take that thought one step further. What happens when this hyper-efficient, maybe not so aligned intelligence becomes autonomous? And what if it's got control over the very systems that run our world? And we're not just talking about it running your smart fridge. We are talking about the absolute pillars of modern civilization. An autonomous ASI could be managing our power grids, our global financial markets, our entire communication network. The power it would have would be immense, and it would be woven into the very fabric of our lives. And this gets us to a really crucial point. An AI wouldn't need to hate us to be a threat. We could just become like ants in the path of a construction project. We don't get destroyed out of malice, but simply because we're an irrelevant obstacle to a bigger goal. In a world run by a superior intelligence, humanity could suddenly find itself completely deprivileged. Okay, that all sounds pretty terrifying, I get it. But it's so important to see the other side of this coin. There is a very powerful counterargument. What if we get it right? What if we can perfectly align this incredible intelligence with humanity's best interests? Well, in that case, AII could become our greatest savior. The stakes here are almost impossibly high. On one side, you have existential catastrophe. But on the other, you have a future we can barely even dream of. A world without disease, without climate change, without scarcity. A world where humanity could finally reach for the stars. It is the ultimate all-or-nothing bet for our entire species. So is doomsday just a sure thing? Not at all. This is a risk we can and we absolutely must manage. There's dedicated AI safety research happening all over the world right now, trying to solve this alignment problem before ASI is even a reality. There are serious talks about international rules to stop a reckless race to the top. And yeah, there are technical ideas, like building in a kill switch. But maybe the most important work of all is tackling the giant task of building a solid moral and ethical framework right into these systems from day one. So what does this all mean for us right now? Well, the future of AI isn't something that's just going to happen to us. It's a choice, and it's a choice we are actively making every single day with every line of code we write and every ethical guideline we put in place. This might be the best way to think about our role in all of this. For all intents and purposes, we are the parents of this new intelligence. And that means we have a profound responsibility to guide it, to teach it the right values, and to make sure it grows up to be a force for good in the world. Because when you boil it all down, that's what's crucial. The final outcome isn't going to depend on processing power. It's going to depend on our ability to translate our very best human qualities, our empathy, our ethics, our caution, and encode them directly into the silicon soul of these machines. That's not just a tech challenge, it's a deeply human one. Which leaves us with one last question. Will this intelligence become humanity's great protector, the thing that helps us achieve our wildest dreams? Or will it simply be our successor, an intelligence that just leaves us behind? The path we choose from here is going to decide. And for now, that choice is still ours.